Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today is a very exciting day for me. I'm down here at Swift Performance in Aylesbury, and as you can see, I'm standing next to my beloved M2 Competition. I purchased this beauty off Tony in the finance company about 10 months ago, and since then, it's kind of sat in storage and not done a great deal. I know I teased you a few times last year saying I was going to do something with it, and then values went crazy and I considered selling it. But I'm really glad that I kept it, and I'm glad that it has been in storage because it hasn't done any miles, and well, it's just been well looked after, cover on it on the trickle charger. But yesterday I got it out because I wanted to take it down here, and basically today is when the M2 Club Sport project build, whatever you want to call it, starts. Russ has very kindly given it a once over. We've had it up, looked underneath, just make sure everything's fine and where it should be. And in fact, I had BMW do its first service on it only a couple of months ago, so it's had an oil change, a filter change, etc. We've also checked the alignment, which was out, not horrifically out, but it wasn't perfect, and I could kind of feel that on the road. I wasn't sure if I was imagining it because getting out of something like the G80, well, it's so stiff, the G80, and the minute you jump in something that's a generation older, it does feel like it's moving around a bit more. But I was right in thinking that the Geo had been knocked out and it wasn't perfect. So Russ has worked his magic on that and got it all set up nice and ready for a track day in it. It's going to be my first track day of 2022 at Bedford with a load of my friends, many of them in BMWs and M2s, so we should have a bit of a riot. While I'm on that subject, I want to say a massive thank you, as always, to Adrian Flux Insurance. They insure both my M2 and my M3 on the road, and they insure me when I go out on track, as I'm sure many of you are familiar with. So they're insuring this on Saturday, and they're going to insure basically this car as it goes through its stages of development. So over the next, let's say, 6 months, I'm going to be coming down here to Swift Performance, and we're going to be doing various upgrades on the M2. We're going to be starting with suspension and brakes and then going on from there. So hopefully by the end of the summer, it will be quite the track weapon. Michelin very kindly sent me out some fresh Cup 2s for the M2, but actually the ones that are on it will definitely last one more track day. So I'm going to stick with those and see if I can destroy them on Saturday. I'm really looking forward to taking this out. The only thing I'm not looking forward to with the M2 is the slightly awkward driving position, especially now that I'm used to the G80 and the carbon bucket sitting on the floor. I've forgotten what it's like in this with my lanky frame and a helmet on. I have to sort of drive with a bit of an angle on my head so that it's not smashing into the headlining. But yeah, I look forward to bringing you lot along for the build process, for the journey. I'm hopefully going to be documenting it in Evo magazine as well, so writing a small piece in that every couple of months, just updating what's happened or what's happening with the M2. And then turning up to some of Evo's track days. They've got a whole calendar throughout the summer evenings, summer full days at Goodwood and Bedford and various places. So hopefully you'll see this car out in action at many of those track days. As I say, this is just the start, just the beginning, and yeah, it's really, really exciting for me, and it's lovely to have this sort of back in use again because I have missed this car. And in the 24 hours since I've picked it up from storage, in fact, I was just telling Russ and Tim, I can't stop looking at it. It's like this amazing attraction I have to this car. I really think it's just the best looking M car. And I know I might be a little bit biased because it's mine, but it's just such a good looking piece of kit. So I'm going to let Russ crack on, and then I will see all of you lots at the track day, Bedford, in a couple of days' time. Okay, here we are at Bedford, which is one of my favourite circuits for a number of reasons, especially when the sun is up. It's been a bit slippery this morning, but everything seems to have dried up, and I'm absolutely loving the M2. So let's head out on track. I've got all the traction control, etc. switched off, as I always do in this car. It's a little bit intrusive, even in MDM. Just means temperatures stay nice and cool as well, because the rear brakes aren't constantly rubbing. But yeah, brilliant being back in this car. Really has been mega. I'm going to do one out lap just to get temperatures up, and yeah, you can join me after that. Okay, we're coming up to the end of my out lap. The brakes are pretty juddery, but they work really well, to be fair. Yeah, tyres are still pretty cold. This car is something else. Really is something else. So nice having a manual back. Gearing's actually really good for this circuit. You spend a lot of it in third. What a car. I've been a bit average with my heel and towing today, just because it's been so long. It's just such a brilliant little car. I'm sure lap time wise, it's probably at least 3 seconds a lap slower than the G80 around here. But it's certainly no less fun. It's just such a brilliant little package. So much fun. Patience, patience. It's nowhere near as accurate as the G80, especially the front end, but it's not bad by any means. It's just very different. It just feels so soft in comparison, but more playful. To say this is the best this car's ever felt out on track, but I'd probably be lying because I haven't driven it out on track for so long. But Russ's adjustments to the Geo have obviously made a big difference. Going to be like when it's finished, because it's brilliant, basically stock. And a bit deep, it's alright, just gather up that understeer. The cups that are on it, well, I'm pretty sure they've already done 2 track days, so they're hanging in pretty well. The one thing that is suffering though is the fuel. These S55s are so thirsty. So thirsty. And they've got tiny tanks. Still fast though, this car. Even though it's totally stock power wise, it's still a quick little car. The driving position is horrendous compared to the G80 with the carbon seats. Yeah, the driving position. I can't wait to put lower seats in this. It'll make such a difference. Especially being a manual, driving position is so important. Right, I'm almost out of fuel, so I'm going to do a cool down lap and pull into the pits. Go and have some lunch and fill up with fuel. I'll see you after lunch. We'll have a bit of a tussle with Ash and Mika and whoever else wants to go out. Okay, sync clap, final bit, Bedford track day. Right, you join me at the end of the day, and I'm following my good friend Ash Horton in his manual M2 Competition in beautiful sunset orange. It's been an epic day, it really has. I never fell out of love with this car, but I've kind of stopped appreciating how good it is. And today has just reinforced that. It's just such a good bit of kit. Ash's car is stage 1, so it's running about an extra 50 brake, and you can see that on the straights. My brakes are really juddering, so hopefully it's not too painful on camera. This is the best time of day on a track. Most people have left and gone home. The light is beautiful. It really is. It's been such a brilliant day. A big one. Let's see if Ash does a big skid out of here. We've been getting no drifting boards all day actually. Just nothing better. A day like today, your best mates. Especially when everyone's in a similar car. It just makes for such good fun. Kids will be kids. I think it's probably a good time to wrap the video up. Massive thanks to Russ and Swift Performance for basically making this car feel so good. Just with a simple alignment check and adjustment, feels brilliant. Obviously, a huge thanks goes to Adrian Flux Insurance for keeping me insured on the road and on the track. So please remember to use the link below in the description. I think Ash has just been black flagged. Now we're following Sam Ratcliffe in a very special M2. Very, very special.